Greetings to my team of 144 and all Starseeds, Lightworkers, and Way Showers. It is 10:08 on 3/18/2019. Another 8/8 synchronicity this morning. I was seeing 88, one after another. It was like the time loop. It's the double toroidal field, the double time loop. It's now 10/10. I've been seeing that a lot. My nephew and niece were both born on 10/10. Then there were also 37 and 73 throughout the day. Again, it was 37 outside, 37 degrees, and then 73 within my vehicle. Now the 37's the external, the 73 the internal. There's a lot of symbolism to those numbers. And 73 was the year I came into this avatar, 1973. And then I was talking to someone on my team this evening. His mother was born in 1937. So again, the 37, 73. And 73 is a symbol of heaven. 37 earth. 73 internal, 37 external. And 73 is like that temperature, like the Goldilocks zone, what they call it, where it's not too hot, not too cold. And then again, when this evening I was contemplating 88, seeing 88 multiple times, and then I looked at my clock and it was 8:08. And then there's also symbolisms with Trump and 88. Also in Back to the Future, they talked about the DeLorean had to hit 88 miles per hour to time jump, to time travel. And also, I was reading that with the Schumann resonance, last couple days, it was in a whiteout. It jumped up to spike to as high as 150 hertz, where it normally resonates at 7.83 hertz. And I read a report that for several hours it was right around 73 hertz. So those are just some synchronicities happening. Thank you all for sharing what you're experiencing below the comments of these videos. Let us know any synchronicities that you experienced today and every day. So I wanted to thank you all for your support too. Thank you for the donations that will go towards the healing center in Ecuador that my team is planning. So today I saw this article on N5D, the 144,000, the language of light. One of the reasons why I call the team of Lightworkers that I am on 144. I'll read some of this transmissions here from the first one's from Barbara Marciniak that wrote about the Pleiadians. So the avatars and masters have now permeated the grid work of the world, bringing with them their own tools for teaching. The tools that are being utilized on this planet are artifacts that are not of your dimension, symbolic forms that literally have a life of their own. They make up what is known as the language of light. You are implanted with a structure, a geometric form, which triggers certain information within you. It also facilitates for those who work with you the sending of information directly into your being. The large majority of you are implanted, and if you are not now, shortly you will be if you choose to open and align yourself. No one is implanted who does not choose it. This structure of the language of light is a way of receiving information and energy to facilitate your development. It is a method of learning without doing it through books or through the intellect. It involves opening to the belief that there is indeed a hierarchy, immense beyond your comprehension, that has been working with humanity since the very beginning. This hierarchy works with love, cherishes who you are, and has been able to see through the time mechanisms that are keyed into the planet to know that consciousness is ready for the evolutionary leap. There are 144,000 members of the spiritual hierarchy who are infused in the gridwork of the planet at this time. Each master has its own seal that represents one portion of the language of light, and you have 144,000 seals of energy that will eventually be infused within your being. We have said that the cells in your body contain the entire history of this universe. Ideally, you will come to realize the existence of this golden library within yourselves during this lifetime and learn how to read what is there. Taking the spiral within is one part of the journey. The trick is to both go within and go without, and to realize that they are the same. The spiral exists in many dimensions. When you visualize the spiral, you will feel that you may have known it, yet at first you are only knowing one aspect of it. When you begin to grow with the spiral, you will realize that it has so many dimensions that you could spend the rest of eternity, to use your term, exploring it. It grows. The spiral is the key to tapping into what is inside you. Your DNA is in the form of a spiral. Spirals are all around you, and the language of light rides upon the lighten-coated filaments that also descend in spiral form. This is something that is experiential, and it will grow for you. These language of light, geometrical shapes and forms, are collections of experiences of individuals who have incarnated on this planet, defied the human laws, awakened themselves to high abilities, and then manifested themselves as language and geometric components. Once these energies existed as men and women on this planet, they have evolved themselves into geometric symbols, and they exist in their sphere of activity just like you exist in your body. These entities exist in a language system or a geometric system. There are universes of these systems, and there are visitations into your own universe from those universes at this time. There are circles and other shapes being put upon this planet in the grain fields that are inexplicable as far as you are concerned. These imprints are frequency, not a process or action. This is a song or story or language that is being implanted on the surface of the earth with language symbols. These symbols come to establish a certain frequency, and they are going to increase. In third-dimensional reality, many portals are now being opened to bring about evolution upon Earth. At one time, the planet was sealed off and put in a quarantine because there were forces that fought here. There have been incredible wars upon this planet, and some of the vestiges of these wars still exist as very barren areas upon this planet. This was the time of chaos and confusion, when creator gods fought creator gods. During the most recent wave of wars, about 10 or 12,000 years ago, Earth was sealed off because those beings who operated with light lost the battle. Light does not always win, you know. Light is not always the victor as you think of a victor, for light must learn to integrate with all portions of itself. Prime Creator is within all things, and light and dark are part of the Creator. Therefore, light must incorporate with the dark portion of itself. Time has orchestrated and brought events together. A number of cycles were set to pass since the last wars, after which time the energy portals into the planet would again be open so that light could enter. This is that time period. Light is being orchestrated to, once again, come onto the planet, and it is increasing daily. In order for energy to work its way through your consciousness, it must house itself on the planet. Intelligence penetrates in the form of waves, making geometric shapes on Earth. It is not that a spaceship comes down, makes crop circles in the night, and then takes off. Although some circles have been caused by ship landings, intelligence can take the guise of any form it wants, and very often intelligence comes in the form of a wave. A time will come when there will actually be a wave of light that sweeps the earth. Intelligence is beyond the spoken word and beyond the written word, for it is frequency that sometimes comes in geometric shapes. Pythagoras had a beginning grasp of this, but his geometry was not understood by others. Geometry is an evolved intelligence, a collection of experience that can communicate huge amounts of information. Actually, crop circles all over the planet are put there by sounds above human frequency to implement these language shapes. Many times in the beginning, these shapes are circles. They will evolve into triangles, lines, and many other things. The circles and shapes being put on Earth are here to assist you in holding and managing your frequency and having the courage to live your light. They make frequency information available in a very subtle way, and no one can figure them out yet. These shapes are all connected to one another, and if they were all written out simultaneously on some farmer's field, something would happen to them immediately. They are spaced from one continent to another, and they move a frequency band around the planet that will help activate Earth's grid work. They will allow you not to feel so weird with what you know and to feel more comfortable with the changes in frequency as they occur. As we have said, geometric shapes and forms are carriers of intelligence. They are frequency waves that can be modulated and changed. These shapes coming onto the Earth are like energy gates or energy glyphs. They hold intelligence and are being set up to eventually connect and make an intelligent grid work around the planet. This grid work will have a frequency that humanity can use to evolve. Remember who you are. You are all portions of beings who are striving in a most glorious way to become more. As you remember that, and as you remember that there are those who would assist you as your guardian, guides, advisors, as you learn to recognize who you are and what path you are headed on, you can carry this out to the fullest expression of joy. You would be astounded at what would start happening to you. Remember that you are this light being, this light entity, and you will carry a steadfastness of power and beauty to wherever you are going, and you will not have to feel or be affected by the vibration of others. When you buy into any version of fear, it can become your experience because your molecules are intelligent and your energy responds to the predominant feeling in your being. The focus of your mind is exactly what gives the orders to create what you experience. You must learn to end the wars in your world by ending them in your minds. There are numbers on your planet who have been highly evolved beings, and it was in a state of grace to be in their presence. This is what you are learning. This is what you need to recognize. Do not advertise by word of mouth. Live by aura of being. It is a high state. That was from Barbara Marciniak, Pleiadians.com. And the following is an excerpt from DNA of the Spirit by Ray Chandran. Every cell of your body transforms into an infinity symbol. Each human body carries 144 sacred geometric patterns. 44 of them are in your throat chakra. These symbols interact with the geometric patterns inside you. It is very simple. Does this evoke any feelings in you? Does this make you aware that there is a bigger picture? There is a balance and perfection in the universe. Heaven and earth are both completely in balance. Symbols talk to you directly. They have the capacity to bypass the mind and go directly into your subconscious and unconscious minds. This is why symbols communicate. Symbols are interdimensional. It might take days, sometimes years, to convey the meaning of a symbol in the linear way. But when everything is condensed, you do not look at the lines, you see the whole symbol. In the same way, if you look at your life in a linear point, or a linear way from point A to point B, its meaning becomes much deeper because of its multidimensionality. A symbol, like a painting, talks to the interdimensional aspect of every human being. Now the following is a suggestion by Ish Shah, Ulrich Agard, and this is basically a mantra or an affirmation. So you would state I and then your name. So it would be I, Paul, or whatever your name is, invoke these 144 key codes of light to fully activate and anchor into all parts of my being divine alchemy occurring. New light codes are activated, and so it is. So again, I and your name invoke these 144 key codes of light to fully activate and anchor into all parts of my being divine alchemy occurred. New light codes are activated, and so it is. So thank you once again for joining me today. Thank you all for your support. You can join other Lightworkers in our chat room on primedisclosure.com/chat. You can just type in any name and log in. So I appreciate each and every one of you, sending you all much love, light, blessings, and bliss. Stay in the heart center. Stay grounded deep into Mother Gaia. These next few days are going to be very intense with these solar flashes and these cosmic rays, these higher frequencies coming through the field of consciousness, the energy field of all life. And this will be transforming and activating the codes within the DNA. Also, I touched on yesterday that in this holding pattern, this holding space where we are at this moment, we are like the caterpillar in the cocoon, what they call the chrysalis, which is the crystal palace. We are inside the crystal palace, and we are waiting for the portal to open, the final portal. We can transcend through and beyond and spread our angelic wings so that we can manifest this new earth and bring about the changes we have all been waiting for, because we are the change. We are the love, the light, and the truth of Prime Creator, Prime Source, the Great Mystery. So much love and light. I love you all.